NBA 2K25's badge requirements are here. Shout out to Zach Zimmerman, a developer who helped give this to us, and I'm going to be showcasing it and breaking down the most valuable for each rating on the attributes when it comes to the badges. We will be covering all of this all year long, testing things and doing more. So make sure you stay locked in for what we're doing here. We appreciate you guys so much. It's been a fun ride so far. Now, let's go ahead and just show you exactly what I'm talking about. This right here is the breakdown. It's a lot of information. I cut it up and made my own version, which you're going to see in a second. But this is Zach Zimmerman's post. I just added my stuff behind it. Take a screenshot if you want, but the next screenshots and videos will be where it's at. I have a series of these videos, so make sure you tune in for that. Multiple versions. Right now, we're going to get into shooting and talk about what it's doing or not doing and how you should make sure you make your build properly. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to builds, and I'm going to have that covered here for you. But I want to start off with the badge requirements and then help you move forward. You can see here, it tells you which badge, the level, and which specific attribute, and the number for the attribute. So check it out right here. So we're going to start off with the Deadeye. To me, this badge is necessary for guards, and I mean, everybody should have some of this. 73 is the minimum, and I believe that everybody in the game should be putting 73 or higher, strictly just for that badge to get a little extra boost. If you have it at 70 and you're a center, try to tweak your build just to get it to 73 so you can get that corner three plus a little bit of Deadeye. Now, if you're an actual guard and you're basically controlling the game and it's your job, we're going to start looking into gold at a minimum. At the moment, we can't judge on the values for silver and anything like that, but I assume gold because you're the point guard and you should be able to hit 3-pointers. So a 92 is going to be the number. That's very high. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So you might have a hard time this year with that. But the best thing I could recommend is to understand that, your job is to be a threat. And this doesn't mean that you're a ball hog. I'm a point guard who loves passing and doing all of that stuff. But in the end of the day, it's very difficult to be efficient if you can't score, whether it's shooting or finishing. You got to have something in your game. And so I recommend a 92 for gold. And again, we're going to have an updated version of this with animations and anything that might else be required. But yeah. All right, moving on down to Limitless range. Again, this badge strictly for hash players and for point guards with the pick and roll game that they want to try to shoot from a little further out. Even if you're ISOing, this is incredible and super important. There's no way that you're going to have a 83 and want Limitless range very high. So for me, the standard for all people trying to shoot Limitless range is going to be an 89 just to start off with, to be honest with you. And then from there, for the top players who really want to go off, we have to test Legend. Nobody knows the answers for Legend yet until we put our hands on the game. And most likely the rest of the badges are going to be devalued depending on Legend. I don't think you need a 99. I'm going to say that off rip. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. And that would be cool if they really force us to get a 99 to get the best results. We'll see. Again, just take your time and don't rush into those. All right. Those are the two main ones that I would go with, a 93 for gold. And that, again, is strictly for the point guards or if you're a hash that's trying to be farther out. Now, mini marksman. This is for the 6'3" and below guys. There's going to be a bunch of these builds. Unfortunately, the content creators put out a bunch of builds. I made a 50 builds in one video. You can go watch that after this. But, man, it was like 10 5'9" players. So this could be crazy because if it's true, then it's going to be insane. The way it worked before, it was about 3 to 4 inches. If you had somebody guarding you taller than you, 3 or 4 inches, then you'll end up getting a big buff. And so the testing has been great. But again, this is a new version of that badge, and we don't know how much that's going to be valuable. But just remember, this is literally only 5 badges in the game. So if you make a build 6'3" or lower, you definitely want to put that on. I recommend a 94. If you're that small, you need to be able to hit from half court. There's no way you don't have a 94, in my opinion, if you're that small. There's a reason why you're making that build. Plus, you can get to 99 through cap breakers, which is a whole nother video. We're not going to talk about that today. And we got set shot specialist. This is going to be for almost every build in the game. If you're not the point guard running the ball, playmaker type of setup, then you want set shot specialist. So that goes for centers, power forwards, small forwards, shooting guards. Pretty much everybody except the point guard, for the most part, wants this as high as possible. Personally, a 78. So right now, from the values that we've seen, a 78 is basically minimal, because that's going to get you the bronze Deadeye plus the set shot specialist on silver. And so why is that important? Is because in the end of the day, this is going to give you the extra boost in your shot. You can probably still hit the shot without any badges, right? But if you want the maximum potential when you get contested or anything like that, this would be the one to go. Now, if you're talking about elite play where you're sitting playing pro-am type of stuff, that's when we talking higher level. And one thing is the actual point guards who doing plays, you're gonna do set shots anyways, because there are times where you can be off the dribble all you want, but in the end of the day, if you pause for a second and then take your shot, they consider it a set shot. So until I show y'all how to create a set shot off of a catch and shoot quick shot, which I'm gonna do, we've done it last year and we've had it before, you can only activate one or the other. You can activate Swifty, shooter, or set shot, not both at the same time. And this has been for years now. 2K has done that. But there's ways to create set shot even off of a dribble if you do it properly, like a fake pass and things like that. I'll have the tutorial guide for that. We're not doing that today. But that'll be the value when it comes to me, is a 78 for every build. And then for the bigger guys, you want that Hall of Fame 93. 95 for the three-pointer, and you should be all set when it comes to it. And right below that is the most essential badge for all the playmaking point guards. It's called Shifty Shooter, and this is off the dribble. This is important for anybody setting pick and rolls or ISOs. Anytime you get the ball and you're dribbling or fading or anything, this is gonna pop up and it's gonna buff you up. In the end of the day, there's no way that you should have a 76 focusing on Shifty Shooter. If you're a corner 3 type of center or just a 3-and-D guy spotting up, you don't need any Shifty Shooter. But if, like I said, a 76, you put that to 78, you're going to have set shot specialist plus bronze Shifty Shooter can help you out on those dribble shots. But for me personally, you got to have yourself a 91 in gold if you're going to be a point guard running the game. Critical. Anything higher, again, we have to do thorough testing on the legend badges. But that's the breakdown when it comes to these super good stuff. I do have breakdowns for each of the different attributes depending on what we got. The goal here is to give y'all the information, let you get screenshots of this stuff, prepare yourself for your build, and break it down. One thing I want to try to note and kind of stress out is that not every build is the same. So just because some YouTuber tells you to make this, you probably don't play the way they do. And so having something like what I am trying to explain is there's specific roles, and then sticking to your role, don't need a badge to go high if it's not one that you're going to use often. And I probably should have started the video off with that, because I don't want to recommend you to waste your attribute points on something you won't use often and that is not necessary. All right. So stick around. We're going to be catching you guys on the next one. It should be popping up right now. We're going to be doing playmaking and finishing and defense. Should be on the screen. Go check it out. See you there. Peace.